Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's me, James, the pundit, the top quality pundit. 11 out of 13 last week. Sven trailing in my wake. It's taken me a couple of weeks to sort of figure out some of my theories and formulas, but I'm here and I've arrived now. First time I made some money. Very, very happy with that. I mean, there was a lot of the main favourites winning games, but the important thing is that I got 11 out of 13. Sven, no way near. And Ian McIntosh, you've had an absolute stinker after last week's victory. I'm hoping to make it 2 out of 2. And this is just the start of a road of dominance. A bit like Chelsea last year. It kind of got to around mid-September and then they just absolutely dominated. That's what I'm looking to do. So let's have a look at this week's bankers. Starting off with a Manchester team versus Crystal Palace. No, this isn't last week's video. This is this week's video. Man United versus Crystal Palace. Palace are the only team in Europe's Big Five divisions yet to score a goal this season. It gets worse and worse because Benteke is out for 6 weeks for Crystal Palace, who would be crucial in an away game where they're not going to have much of the ball, much like they did last week against Man City. Man United looked dogged against the lesser teams. They've been bullying them and beating them quite convincingly in the last 10 minutes of those games. So it might be tight for a little bit, but surely I can't see anything apart from a Man United victory this week, which means that Crystal Palace could go to their next game, which will be October the 14th, still without a goal, still without a point, and playing Chelsea. My second banker this week, I'm going for an away win in the Championship for Wolves against Burton Albion. Burton Albion are a team that I don't think anyone will be backing too much this season. Queen's Park Rangers, my team, played them last week and they decided to go with a 5-4-1 formation. That's against a team that's going to be lower mid-table at the end of the season. So against Wolves, although at home they'll try and be a little bit more adventurous, that could actually be their undoing. And I think Wolves will continue to be at least joint top of the league, if not go out ahead by winning this one. My final banker is Arsenal to beat Brighton at home. This is just that guaranteed win that they always seem to have. They've won the first few games at home, look strong there. They've got Lacazette scoring goals. He's scored in every home game in the Premier League for them this season. Despite a trip into Europe on Thursday, I think they'll still be way too strong for Brighton. You've got Sanchez playing now as well. So those two have the beginning roots of a great little partnership, and I think they'll be way too strong for Brighton this week. On to my upsets, and this is a tenuous one, but Chelsea versus Man City. I'm going to go for a Chelsea win here. No one's really talking about Chelsea in terms of winning the title. Everyone's concentrating on the two Manchester sides, and Manchester City in particular, which I can understand. They scored 21 goals in 6 games. They've scored over 5 goals in 3 games on the trot, which is the first time that's been done since Blackburn in 1958. But I don't think they've truly been tested by one of the top teams yet. They've played Liverpool, but of course Mane got sent off early and it became a bit of a walkover. Chelsea are very switched on against sides who are free-flowing in terms of their attacking intent. You saw that against Spurs where they got the job done, and I think this could be another one for Chelsea. So I'm going for a bit of an upset, I guess, if you can say that, for the champions of the Premier League against Man City, and a Chelsea win. My second upset is for Burnley to get a draw away at Everton. Everton will, of course, be the favourites in this game, but European football is back, and we've seen that Everton just don't seem sort of match fit when it comes to having a sort of European season as well as just your Premier League football to focus on. Burnley have taken 5 points from their difficult away games so far. That's against Chelsea, Tottenham and Liverpool. And they're unbeaten in 4. They are dogged. They are difficult to break down. And Everton, who have struggled to score goals, of course, last week it took 401 minutes. It had been 401 minutes since they'd last scored a league goal. Nias coming on as a substitute. They could be a turning point for them, but I actually think it might just be a moment of respite. And I think Burnley will get a draw in this one. My final upset comes in the Cardiff versus Derby County game. Cardiff are certainly proving me wrong week in, week out. I thought Sunderland might get something last week, but Cardiff were too strong and were able to get another great away victory there at Sunderland. This week they play at home against Derby County, but the Championship is so fickle, and if I'm looking for 3 upsets this week, there aren't too many other ones. And Derby have a squad that is probably playoff proven at least. It's got a lot of good names in there, and you've got Huddleston and Nugent, who are seasoned pros, especially in that division with Nugent. He's always scored goals. And then you've got Vidra and Weimann, who are going to offer some pace. And I think on the counter-attack, that could be helpful for them. And I think they'll get at least a draw in this game against Cardiff. Last up, let's have a look at some of my half hedges this week. Now, what I've started to do now, I've got a theory here. So it's like a safety net for my either gut calls or the teams that are playing at home that I haven't gone for. So with that in mind, I've gone for home wins for West Ham, Cardiff City, Reading and Everton, and away victories for Leicester against Bournemouth, who've only really played against decent opposition, it seems, so far. Watford to continue to impress under Silva, and Man City, although I might have gone for a Chelsea win as an upset. They are so strong, so you could easily see them getting a win there or a draw there. Might be a triple half hedge. No, I'm going to leave it at that. I think it's either going to be Man City or Chelsea this week to win. I can't see a draw there. So those are my half hedges. So those are my picks. If you want to take on my picks, if you think, after last week's 11 out of 13, you want to join me, then my picks are underneath me right now, and you can have a look at that, and you can play that right now. If you want to get in touch with me, let me know what you think about my choices this week. You can do that on Twitter at James Alcott. And hopefully it'll be another victory for the reigning champion of the pundits, James Alcott, next week. See you then.